Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is gonna be another makeup look today. So as you can see, I am going in with this primer by Becca Cosmetics. It is the Ever Matte Primer, and this is the first time that I'm actually using this primer, and I've just really been seeing a lot of buzz about this primer and how great it is. I have oily skin. My skin is really oily. I'm telling you, I could do my makeup now, and in about an hour my skin would be like so oily. So I've been trying to find something that could help me with that, to reduce the oiliness of my skin and allow my makeup to remain flawless without getting too oily. Of course, there's nothing that's going to be perfect, but something that can alleviate the oiliness would be helpful. As I was using this primer, I just instantly noticed the mattifying effect, which was why I kind of added a little more to my face. One, because I realized that with this primer, less isn't really more. Even though I just put a little bit on, it didn't really have that much of a product in it to cover my entire face. So I just went in with a little bit more, put it in my eyeshadow. And I started to realize that my face was starting to get white, and as you can see, I put it under my eyes as well, because sometimes when I put my black liner on the bottom of my eyes there, it starts to bleed and it starts to crease a little. So I noticed that my face was getting really white, but I wasn't really too concerned, because the moment I put on this primer, instantly I felt the mattifying effect. I could feel my face really drying up. So now I'm starting with my eyebrows, and I'm going in with e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is a dark brown liner. I normally use my black liner from Wet n Wild, but this is from e.l.f. and I really like this darker shade for the dark brown, and it's very natural. It kind of follows the shape of my natural eyebrows. Not the shape, it's kind of close to the shade of my natural eyebrows. So I really like it too. So just going in and doing my eyebrows there in the front there. I'm doing some strokes up, and then I'm just kind of modeling the shape of my eyebrows that I would like. And this primer I got from Target store. So now I'm using my e.l.f. brush. All my brushes, I think most of them are by e.l.f. So I'm using the brush to just brush everything in and just make it look seamless. Now I'm going in with my concealer from MAC Cosmetics. I believe this concealer is in the shade NC45. And I'm just going in with the concealer underneath my eyebrows and also on the top of my eyebrows. And I'm just trying to pretty much fine tune everything with the eyebrows. So this is what I'm doing for on the left side. I'm also going to do the same thing on the right side of my eyes with my MAC Cosmetics concealer as well. So as you can see, the eyebrows are pretty much all set now. I sometimes will connect everything together in the middle there, and sometimes I don't. And then I kind of make sure that those eyebrows have a very, very nice, sharp look. So that's what I'm doing now. And so now the eyebrows are pretty much done, so I'm getting ready to grab my blending brush. And one thing I noticed was it was extremely hard to blend when I used my concealer, and I honestly think this is due to the Becca Cosmetics primer that I used. So I'm never going to use this on my eyes again. I'm just going to use it on the other sides of my face, but not on my eyes, because I had to put a lot of extra effort to blend. The way my concealer was placed was how it kind of dried in my skin, and because of that matte primer, it kind of mattified everything pretty quickly. Even before I finished doing my and putting on the concealer to blend it, it was already like pretty stuck and dry in that position. So I had to put in a lot of extra effort to blend it because I don't like seeing any harsh lines and things like that. So I think for the future, I would not be using this Becca cosmetics primer on my eyes. So I'm just going in and using this concealer on my entire eyelid, and this is just me prepping my eyes for eyeshadow application. This is very, very important. It helps bring out the colors of your eyeshadow, and it's such an important step when you're getting ready to do your makeup. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm gonna use the blending brush just to blend everything out, as you can see. And then I'm gonna go in with the concealer on the bottom of my eye, because I've noticed that bottom of my eye sometimes can be a little bit discolored. So I go in with the concealer there, and I personally just really like the look when there is concealer on the bottom of my eye there, and I try to get it as close to my eyes as possible. And then I use this bigger brush because I feel like it really goes in and blends everything the way that I like. I really love this brush from e.l.f. I actually have 3 of that exact brush. I love it so much. And so I'm doing the same thing to the other eye now, and making sure that I'm concealing the under of my eyes. And then I'm blending with this big brush here again. I love this brush from e.l.f. And then I'm going in with my Mercier translucent powder in the shade medium deep, and I'm just patting it on my eyelid, and I'm doing the same on the bottom of my eyes too. And I really like this translucent powder a lot. And just getting ready for eyeshadow application here. So that's what we're doing. So now I'm going with Huda Beauty. I'm going to go with that orange, lighter orange, and then a darker brown. So as you can see, I'm going with the lighter orange here. And I noticed there wasn't much of a difference as I was using that orange. The difference was there, but it just wasn't, I guess it wasn't showing on the camera. In my actual mirror, when I was doing my makeup, I could see the difference. So I went with a darker orange next. I love orange as a transition color. It's really, really nice. Either orange or light brown I use for a transitions color whenever I do my makeup. And so going in with this orange now. So this is pretty much and I kind of go in with a couple layers until I feel a little more comfortable. Then I'm going with now with a darker orange on my eyes. So I'm going back in now with that darker orange as well. You are the God who was, who is, and is to come. Now I decided to use this Juvias palette, and I'm going in with this darker red color, and it's my favorite shade in the Juvias the Warrior 2 palette. And I think the darker orange from Huda was just not doing it for me in terms of like what I wanted. So now I'm going in with this purple shade from Juvia's Zulu palette. Juvia's eyeshadow palettes are one of my favorites. I love how pigmented they are. So I'm just going in the inner portion of my eyes, and what I do to one eye I try to do to the other eye, and then if I want to go back and add some more, I go back to the other eye, and then I just keep toggling back and forth. I try not to completely finish one eye and then go ahead and do the other eye. So and then I'm smoking it out now with black eyeshadow from Juvia's Glaze palette for the Warrior 2. Creating smoky eyes is such a skill. Using black eyeshadow is also very much of a skill, and it can really make or break your makeup if you don't use it properly. Now I'm using the yellow shade from the Zulu palette on that top part of my eyes. I normally would use a highlighter over there, but this time I just really decided to try something new and different. So just blending everything out, making sure everything looks very much seamless. If you want to blend out, you can go back to the orange transition color you used, but I'm just kind of blending things out without the need of any transition color here. So now I'm going back in and adding a little more black eyeshadow to my eyes because I wanted more of a smoky effect. And then I'm using this bigger brush to just clean everything out and dust everything off, any leftover eyeshadow on the bottom of my eye or on the sides. And then now I'm going with this glitter that I purchased from Target. On the bottle it said CAI glitter, and I bought it from Target. It's an eye glitter. It comes in like a little small container. So I think that's all the information I have on this glitter, but it's in Target. So now I'm just going in and I'm using the glitter to sort of cut crease, and I'm also sort of doing this in a very gradual manner. So I'm doing a little bit on one eye and a little bit on the other eye. Then I kind of take a look and see if I'm satisfied, and if not, then I go back in again and extend a little more. And as you can see, I wanted to extend a little more. I try not to just draw everything out one time because I don't know how to fix it if I mess up. So I try to do it a little bit at a time. And you know, things in makeup are not set in stone. There's always a way to correct, but I'm pretty sure correcting this would be a bit difficult. So now I'm going with Benefit Cosmetics. I am going in with the eyeliner and just lining my eyes and extending that out. Not doing anything super fancy here. So doing this for the one of my eyes on the right and letting that dry a little, going over to the left and doing the exact same thing as you can see here. Right, I'm just extending that liner down in the front of my eye and connecting it to the bottom, just to the beginning of the bottom, and I'm getting teary-eyed, and so just to create a little bit of this a fishy kind of eye look. If you start getting too teary-eyed, you can always use a paper towel and just put it on the front of your eyes right there in your tear duct, and it will just collect all the tears and prevent it from messing up your makeup. So now I'm going in with my favorite foundation. This is by Maybelline. It's the Superstay in the shade 360. I love this foundation a lot, and so I'm going in with it and just using this brush as an applicator for this foundation, and I'm going in with it all over my face. And now I'm just gonna blend out this foundation and make sure everything looks nice and seamless.
Express yourself in the Holy Ghost.
All right, so we're done with the blending. I really like to blend, guys, and make sure everything on my face looks really nice and seamless, and you know, it's really a good habit. So I'm going now with my MAC Cosmetics concealer. I believe this shade is NC45, and so going in under my eyes, on my forehead, on the bottom of my chin, the top of my chin, as well as the bridge of my nose. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend it in. I love this orange sponge. I really do. I love it more than the green, because the shape of the green sponge is a little too weird to me, but I really like the orange one. So I'm using this orange now to blend out my concealer, and just want to make sure we're blending everything and making sure everything is just melting to the skin. Alright, now we're using Black Opal's foundation stick, and I'm using this as a contour. So I started using this white foam. I use this a lot for my daily makeup, and I'm going to work, and it's disposable. So I just use the foam and I just dispose of it, and I feel like it does the trick, but I don't know. Something wasn't clicking here. When I do my daily makeup, I don't contour with the foundation stick. I just powder contour. But I don't know why I was just not having it with this foam. I went back in with a bigger sponge, trying to see if maybe it would make a difference, and it just did. And as you see, you still see the lines. It's not really blending well, so I went back in with this brush, and yes, I really loved it. And I really like this brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics, one of my favorites. I love it. It's pretty small, it's very precise, and I love to use it a lot. I normally use it for my blush and my highlighter application, but now I'm using it for this contour because I needed the help of this brush. All right, so on the side, remember, go up and not down. And then for the right there on the bottom of my lip, you want to go towards the middle. So we're using the contour stick also to contour my nose, and as you can see, as I started using it, I realized I maybe put a little too much of that foundation, and so I just try to like blend it a little more, and then did the same thing to the other side, just blending a little more with this. All right, so I'm using this bigger brush just to pretty much blend everywhere, make sure everything looks seamless with there are no harsh lines anywhere. So now I'm going in with my favorite translucent powder from Laura Mercier. I believe this shade is Deep Dark, but this translucent powder only comes in 2 shades, so it's pretty easy to find yours. All right, so as you can see, I'm applying on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, this right here around my chin, and then on the other side as well. So just making sure everything looks nice, and yeah, applying enough of the translucent powder to all the areas that we need. So now I'm getting a bigger brush, and I'm gonna brush this away. So I do this immediately for my forehead and also for the bottom of my chin, because I don't want this areas of my face baking for too long. That area of my face doesn't, like this bottom part of my chin doesn't really get too oily. Maybe the nose, yes, but still, I feel like the longer you let this bake, it gets a little bit more difficult to blend, so I try not to let it bake for too long. So I normally use Black Radiance to powder contour, but I moved and I haven't been able to find Black Radiance in my Target, so I just got the Maybelline Superstay in the powder, and I got a shade that was darker than mine, so I used a 360. This shade is 375, so it does the trick. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, this contour is a little too dark, but at the end of the day, when I look at the finished product of the makeup, it looks really good, so I'm satisfied with this. So now I'm dusting off the bottom of my eyes. I'm getting rid of that translucent powder, and I go in when I do this because I don't want any residue, and I want to make sure that I pretty much dust every single thing off. All right, we're going in with Benefit Cosmetics, the liner now, and gonna line the bottom of the eyes as well. And it's really important to do this after you've added the translucent powder. So you can line the top immediately when you're doing your eye makeup, but once you want to line the bottom, you want to wait till you're done your face and you've already added your translucent powder. So now I'm going with this NYX Cosmetics white eyeliner in my waterline. I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks. And so I'm just going in there. It's really difficult to do this, hold a mirror, and film this, because normally I use one of my hands to pull my eyes down and then do this, but unfortunately I only have one hand to do everything. So I started and then I kind of finished everything off outside the camera, so I kind of cropped that part of the video out, and as you can see, I'm done here. I'm now going in with the Benefit Cosmetics Roller Lash, and I'm using this to pretty much brush off my lashes. It's really important, even though you're going to add fake lashes, because the makeup for your eyes stain your natural lashes, so you want to make sure you get rid of that stain. And as you can see, we've added the fake lashes on off camera. I'm now going in with the lip liner from MAC Cosmetics. This is called Nightmoth. So I'm going in with this lip liner, and then I'm gonna blend it before I go in with the lipstick. I really like this Nightmoth, and I use it for if I'm using any kind of shades that are purple or orangey color and things like that. So this lipstick is from MAC Cosmetics. It's called Zac Posen. I don't know if they still have it. I bought it a while ago, and it was one of my favorites for the time being that I bought it. And then I remember I used to take it around me all the time, was in my purse, and then I kind of forgot about using it, and I found it, and I just decided I'm gonna use it with my makeup. It didn't matter what I did with my makeup. I was using this lipstick today because I just found it, and I remembered how much I loved it, and initially when I bought it. So this is the lip color. It's orange. I never thought I could wear orange lipstick, but here it is. And so now I'm going in with blush from MAC Cosmetics. This is called Newsflash. And so I love this blush. It's also orangey in color. And I really like this blush a lot. And going in with it. And then I'm going to go in with a bigger brush just to blend everything out. Make sure everything looks nice and seamless, as you can tell. And then finally, I'm going in with highlighter from Maybelline Cosmetics. And this highlighter is in the shade 200. I was so scared of using highlighter while doing my makeup for a very long time. I'm not lying to you. But when I found this highlighter, I looked at it in the store and I just said to myself, this is when I'm going to start using highlighter, because you don't understand. It just complements my skin tone. And I feel like it's not too harsh. It's not too weird. And when I look at myself after I put it on, I love it. So I try to stick with this highlighter in this particular shade. I don't use any other kind of highlighter. So yes, this is it. Just blending everything in, blending the highlighters in. I go in because I don't want to look crazy. And so this is the finished look. As you can see, I'm telling you, and please believe me when I say this, this makeup looks 10,000 times better in person. I'm using now MAC's Prep and Prime spray. This is supposed to be a prep and prime, but I use it as a setting spray as well as a prep and prime. I didn't use it to prep today, but I use it as a setting spray. And then I'm gonna go in my favorite setting spray, Urban Decay All Nighter, and I go in with this setting spray. I love it so much. My makeup doesn't move when I use this. It stays put, stays fixed, and I love it so much. So this is kind of the finished look. As you can see, this is it. And it looks so good if you saw it in person. I wish I could just look in the mirror and kind of show you guys the mirror, so we're using a phone camera here, which isn't picking up the greatness of the look, but it's doing okay. So this is the final look. I love everything about this look. I feel so in love with the lipstick because I've missed it so much, and I kind of just found it again. I love this look. So yes, and shout out to Target for this glitter. I mean, I just kind of bought it with faith, and I ended up really liking it. And so there you go, guys. If you have any questions, if I left anything out, just let me know, and then I'll try my best to respond. But this is it for the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'm gonna allow you guys to enjoy this video of me just showing this makeup, and then some pictures at the end of this video. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy the pictures.